Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, UVs. You. I stand before you today not with a story of how life handed me victory, but with a story of how I fought myself, how I faced the hardest battles of all, the battles against my own doubts, fears, and limitations. Let me ask you something. How often do you find yourself in conflict? Not with the world, not with the people around you, but with yourself. The truth is, we are often our own worst enemy. The greatest battle is with yourself. It's not the external obstacles that define your life, but the internal struggle that determines whether you will overcome them or be held back. Every day we face a war within between who we are right now and who we could be. This conflict is often the hardest to recognize because it doesn't always involve a visible opponent. It's the voice of doubt inside, the whispers that tell you you're not good enough, that your dreams are too far-fetched, or that it's too late to change. This inner battle happens in moments of hesitation, in the decisions where fear takes control, and in the doubts that cloud your potential. It's a fight between your limitations and your possibilities, between your fears and your courage. The external world may present challenges, but it is your perception, your attitude, and your response to those challenges that ultimately define the outcome. When you decide to confront this internal battle, you acknowledge that the true enemy isn't the world around you, but the negative beliefs and habits within you that limit your progress. The fear of failure, the insecurity, and the self-doubt are all products of your mind shaped by past experiences, societal influences, and your own thoughts. Yet, despite these internal struggles, you have the power to overcome them. The more you understand that the real fight is internal, the more you realize that you have the strength to win. It's not about fighting the world, it's about mastering your own mind, shifting your thoughts, and changing your perception of what's possible. Your thoughts and mindset shape your reality. Everything you see, experience, and achieve begins with a thought. The mind is powerful, more powerful than many of us realize. Every action, every decision, and every feeling starts as a thought. When you believe something is possible, you start to take the steps toward making it happen. When you think something is impossible, you often stop before even trying. Your mindset determines the direction of your life. It's the lens through which you view the world. A positive mindset can unlock doors you never thought were there. When you choose to see opportunities instead of obstacles, you begin to take bold actions. You move with purpose, believing that even the challenges you face are just temporary hurdles on your way to something greater. A growth mindset sees every failure as a lesson and every setback as a chance to learn. It tells you, I can do this, even when the path seems unclear. On the other hand, a negative mindset can trap you in a cycle of self-doubt and fear. If you constantly tell yourself you can't, you will find ways to prove that belief right. The mind has a way of reinforcing the stories we tell ourselves. When you think that things won't work out, you begin to look for evidence to support that idea, even if it's not true. Your thoughts affect your actions, and your actions shape your outcomes. The mind is where everything begins. A shift in your mindset can be the difference between staying stuck and moving forward. It's not the circumstances or the world around you that limits you, it's your beliefs and thoughts about those circumstances that hold you back. When you change your thinking, you change your reality. You control your future, not your circumstances. Life can throw countless challenges your way, unexpected events, setbacks, failures, and obstacles that seem insurmountable. But despite what happens around you, the one thing that remains entirely in your control is your response. It's easy to blame the world, your upbringing, or your environment for where you are in life. And while these factors do play a role, they do not define your future. Your actions, your mindset, and your decisions in any given moment shape what comes next. When you accept that you control your future, you take responsibility for the direction your life is heading. No matter where you've come from or what's happened in the past, you always have the power to decide how you move forward. Circumstances may be tough, but they do not have the final say. It's your choices that matter most. The decision to act, to push through the hard times, to rise above the challenges is what determines your success. It's important to realize that your circumstances, no matter how difficult, do not define you. They are not permanent unless you allow them to be. You might not have control over what happens to you, but you do have control over what you do with what happens. You can choose to stay stuck in the past, consumed by what you can't change. Or you can take charge of your future by deciding how to respond in the present. Your future isn't written in the stars. It's written by your actions, your resilience, and your refusal to let circumstances dictate who you become. You have the ability to shape your future one decision at a time. Failures are stepping stones, not roadblocks. Often we view failure as a dead end, a sign that something went wrong, and it's easy to let it define us. We tend to remember our mistakes more vividly than our successes, but the truth is, failure is an essential part of the journey. Every time you fail, it's not the end of your path, it's simply a lesson, a moment of growth, and a chance to improve. Failure is a teacher, not an enemy. It gives us feedback on what doesn't work, showing us areas where we can refine our approach. Instead of seeing failure as something to avoid, embrace it as part of the process. It's through failure that we learn resilience, develop problem-solving skills, and gain insight into our own capabilities. Each time you fall, you gain a deeper understanding of what it takes to rise again. When you look at failure this way, it becomes a tool, not an obstacle. It's a sign that you're trying, that you're pushing your limits, and that you're not afraid to step outside your comfort zone. If you're not failing, it might mean you're not challenging yourself enough. Success doesn't come without failure. It's in the failing that you build the strength and knowledge to achieve greatness. Every successful person has encountered failure. It's a universal experience. What separates those who succeed from those who don't is how they respond to failure. Do they let it defeat them, or do they use it to fuel their next attempt? Failure is a part of the journey, not the destination. When you view it as a stepping stone, you begin to understand that setbacks are just opportunities to come back stronger. Never quit on yourself, keep rising. Life has a way of challenging us, testing our endurance, and pushing us to the limit. In those moments of struggle, when everything feels like it's falling apart, it's easy to think about giving up. The weight of the world may feel unbearable, and the path ahead seems unclear. But it's in those exact moments that you need to remember, your strength is built not in the moments of comfort, but in the moments of difficulty. When you're tempted to quit, ask yourself, what will happen if I don't give up? What if I keep moving forward, even when it feels impossible? The answers to those questions can be the fuel you need to keep going. Quitting might offer temporary relief, but it will never lead to growth or success. Each time you choose to rise, to take that next step despite the challenges, you're becoming stronger, more resilient, and more capable of achieving what you once thought was out of reach. Your greatest victories often come right after the point where you feel like giving up. It's the act of pushing through that makes the difference between failure and success. So many people quit right before they reach their breakthrough, thinking they can't go any further, only to miss out on the rewards of perseverance. The key to overcoming any obstacle lies in persistence. It's not about avoiding the tough moments, but about how you respond when they come. Life will test you, and it will push you to your limits. But no matter how hard it gets, don't quit on yourself. Keep rising, keep fighting, and keep moving forward. Success belongs to those who refuse to give up. Thanks for watching.